Good morning, it's Ginny, and today I'm going to be doing the worldwide travel tag, which I've created. So if you guys want to answer in the comments or make a video answering these questions, feel free. I'm just going to jump right in. It's kind of long. The first question is, what was your first vacation that you can remember? Either a family vacation or if you didn't travel as a kid by yourself when you're older. The first big one that I can remember is going to Colorado when I was about 6 or 7 maybe. With my parents. My dad had a friend who lived there. I think we went there because my dad was doing a race, but I'm not sure. Honestly, I was like 6 or 7. My favorite thing I remember from that trip was riding on a ski lift with my mom and my cousin Tim. And while I was riding the ski lift, I was eating a peach. And this is just one of my first vivid memories. I was eating a peach, and I remember I finished it on the ski lift, and so I dropped the pit down into the forest beneath us. And I remember thinking oh, if I come back here in 5 years, there'll be a peach tree growing there. So I don't know, it's kind of a weird memory, but that was the first vacation I remember, was going to Colorado and going on the ski lift. It was really fun. Second question, what was your first overseas travel? For me, it was when I studied abroad in Bilbao, Spain in 2009. And I actually arrived to Barcelona first. So technically it was Barcelona. We stayed there for just 2 days. What cities, states, or countries have you lived in? I was born in Virginia, so that's where I got my name also. Then I lived in Michigan for most of my life while I was growing up. We moved there when I was 4. And then I lived in Bilbao, Spain when I studied abroad there for 3 months. I lived in Rennes, France for 11 months studying abroad. And now I live in Enbon, as you probably know. Number 4, are you a well-organized packer or last-minute scrambler type of person? I'm definitely one of the more organized packers. If I'm packing for international trip, I start a few days ahead of time. I like to organize things and make sure I have all my liquids in several plastic bags so they don't explode and make a big mess everywhere. So I'm definitely a more organized packer. What's been your most disappointing travel destination? For me, I really love every place that I've visited, but the most disappointing or not as fun one for me was Berlin. I liked what we did in Berlin, but the reason is it was just kind of depressing afterwards. It was the last place we went on the little trip we were doing, and a lot of the sites in Berlin are related to World War II, so that leaves you feeling a little depressed afterwards. Number 6. If you won a free week's vacation and you had to go right now, where would you go? I chose to go to Dominica because I have a friend who lives there, and I've really been wanting to go there. And it's kind of cold, and the weather would be really nice there. And I just think it would be super fun, and I want to go snorkeling so bad too. Number 7, if you were forced to leave your country forever, which city would you move to? I chose Montreal in Canada, because I think it would be most similar to U.S. culture, but I would love to live there and be able to speak French, so I think that would be fun. Number 8, what is your ultimate travel dream? My ultimate travel dream would be to do a world tour, or better yet, to be on The Amazing Race. I think that would be so cool. If I could choose one thing to do, I would want to be on The Amazing Race. Okay. Number 9 says, show us the luggage that you travel with currently. I will go get it. Alright, so this is my big suitcase that I currently use. Just black with pink polka dots. And then for a carry-on, I've been using this backpack by High Sierra. They have a lot of different designs, which I really like, because I don't like my luggage to be boring and just plain black or something. So this is I'm using it for if I need a carry-on when I'm traveling, or it's good for weekend vacations, and you can actually fit a lot of stuff in it. I would recommend this brand, High Sierra. It was really good. I really like it so far. Alright, the next question is, list 5 destinations that are on your to-go list, so that you haven't already mentioned in this tag. So the first one is Iceland. I've been really wanting to go there to see the glaciers and to see the Northern Lights. It's one of my bucket list things to see the Northern Lights. The second one is to go to Botswana and go on a safari. I've heard Botswana is one of the best countries for African safaris, and that's something I would love to do. Next one is the Grand Canyon. I've just been wanting to go there for a couple years now because it's beautiful, and I haven't explored the western part of the United States at all. The next one is Prague because I have a friend who lives there, and I've heard from many people that Prague is a really beautiful city. And the last one is Greece. I've been wanting to go to Greece for like 5 years or longer, and they had some economic issues lately, so I didn't go when I lived in France last time. But it seems to be recovering, so hopefully I'll go there sometime in the next few years. It would be really nice. And question 11 says, a friend from out of town comes to visit you, and what would you show them in your hometown? So for me, my hometown is Grand Rapids, Michigan. There's a lot to do in Grand Rapids. I would show them some of the typical landmarks. Like we have a sculpture by Alexander Calder that's really famous. We have a blue bridge that's really cool. So I'd take them just to see like the downtown area and the river and things like that. And then we have a few museums. We have an art museum that's really great. We have the Gerald R. Ford Museum and the Van Andel Museum. So I'd take them to do that. And of course I'd take them to see Lake Michigan. It's not in my hometown, but it's about 20 or 30 minutes away. So it's beautiful at Lake Michigan. So I would take them to see that. Number 12, describe your last travel experience. The last time I traveled was when I went home for Christmas, so it was fine. I mean, it wasn't anything like super exciting and new, but it was fun to go see my family and stuff. Number 13, if you want an all-expenses paid trip for the weekend, and it has to be somewhere within a 300-mile radius of where you live, where would you go? You can use a tool on this website called freemaptools.com. I'll put a link in the description box. And you can draw a radius around your city so you can see what's included in your 300-mile radius or any radius you like. For me, I would go to the city of Nantes, and there's a castle there, and I've heard it's a beautiful city, and I would go to the Château de Chenonceau, which is, I believe you can take a bus there from Nantes or that area, and I've been dying to see this castle for like 2 years. And I will insert a picture of it here so you guys can see how beautiful it is. Create your own world tour with 10 stops. So this one took me a while to think about where I wanted to go. You have to start and end in the same city, so you have to do like a complete tour of the world. My departing city, I picked San Francisco because if I could travel to any city in the U.S. right now, I would go to San Francisco. I've been wanting to go there for a long time. After that, I would go to Honolulu and stop there, hang out in Hawaii for a little bit. I forgot to mention, all the cities have to be like port cities because I'm imagining you're doing this like in a boat. So they all have to be port cities. So I'd pick Honolulu, and then I would go to Sydney, Australia. I would go to Hong Kong and Bangkok. Then next I would go to Madagascar. This is one of my favorite travel dreams, to go to Madagascar, because I just think the animals, how I'm imagining it in my mind, there would be like cool animals everywhere. Then I would go to Cape Town, South Africa. After that, I would go to Buenos Aires. So I would actually completely skip Europe. I feel like I've explored Europe enough. There's so many other places I want to go to. So I would go to Buenos Aires. Then I would stop in King George Island, which is at the tip of Antarctica, just below Argentina. It's also one of my dreams to go to Antarctica for some reason. Not for a long time because it'd be cold, but then my last stop would be Acapulco, and then I would go back to San Francisco. So that's the end of the survey. I hope you guys found it interesting, and if you want to do it, please leave your answers in the comments, or you can create your own video and let me know, and I'll definitely check it out. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye!